What is up, crypto hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our cryptocurrency, blockchain, NFT, and metaverse education. If that sounds great to you, smash that like button and be subscribed with notifications on. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over what it costs to build in the metaverse. Now, if you guys are brand new to the channel, I am the founder and CEO of Sandstorm. It is where brands and metaverse builders can connect. It's a platform with over 1,000 verified builders. Brands come to the platform, submit proposals, and we basically help hire teams of 1 to 10 builders in some cases to execute the best possible experience for these brands inside various different virtual worlds. I spent the last 2 to 3 weeks surveying the top builders that are individuals as well as studios. Sandstorm is establishing this market entirely. The build prices are totally all over the board, with people not knowing either side what the rates are. Brands are asking us, how much should I be paying for builders to complete my experience? And builders are saying, how much should I charge these brands for building this experience? So what our team did was we contacted the best of the best builders and studios on the platform and said, we'll give you guys $5 USDC if you go through these 10 questions, answer them as best as possible. That is going to establish this market and really help bring more builders and brands onto the platform and into this space in general. The purpose here when you're establishing an emerging market is to develop some trust in the pricing index. And this is done through surveying. And with the initial first movers, a lot of the pricing is all over the place, but we've seen some stabilization over the last 3 to 6 months. And this drove us to create this survey. And I'm going to be linking to the survey below, but what I'm going to do on this video is break down every single one of the findings of this survey so that you guys can get a chance to learn more about what it costs for you to build in the metaverse if you're a business, and if you want to learn how to build, what you can charge. Minimally designed was the best phrase that we came up with to basically establish the lowest barrier and the lowest amount of effort that builders can put forward to brands to establish a floor. This is not something that is the everyday charge. This is something that is the minimum, the bare bone minimum that a brand would come and pay to a builder to complete. The purpose here is to create a floor so that newcomers can learn, all right, if I am a beginner at entry level, this is the floor that I can expect. Of course, when you have a floor, there is a lot of room for expansion, depending on the time it takes to build, similar to in physical world real estate developers. If they can build very quickly and very quality, they are going to be in high demand. This is what we're seeing transpire on the marketplace. And as we're seeing a lot of conversations and transaction taking place, we're in a unique position to be able to establish what the best builders are charging on the top end, the upper bound of that range, and then also, what the entry level builders are charging on that bottom lower bound range. So we're going to dive in first to what this costs in both Sandbox and Decentraland. Something a lot of people think about when they hear Sandstorm is that we are focused entirely on Sandbox. We are very, very invested and focused in Sandbox because it has the best builder community out there. But we are also expanded into multiple virtual worlds. We've already expanded into Decentraland. There are builders on the Sandstorm platform that are solely focused on Decentraland already. And we are seeing traction in multiple different virtual worlds as we plan to expand across the entire decentralized metaverse. So with that said, this report covers, for wearable assets and avatars and things like that, covers Sandbox and Decentraland, studios and individual builders. So the first question we asked was, do you charge by the project or hourly? 85% said by the project. Now, this is something that a lot of more experienced builders are seeing because brands are coming directly to them through our platform and they're able to give a quote upfront for the overall project instead of saying, hey, this is going to take me 50 hours or something like that, and charging and breaking it down by that. And this is a very good tactic for the more experienced. And as you get more and more of a body of work on your Sandstorm profile, it can really help generate some business by the project. The minimally designed avatar rate is 46.2%, said $50 to $100. Now, you may have seen some projects that have, let's call it 10,000 of these avatars that are available for holders of a 2D NFT, and they're going 3D in a usable avatar in the sandbox or Decentraland. This is a range that consists of, a couple, maybe a dozen, handful. And if you're building 10,000 avatars that are 3D and usable, this price can fluctuate. This could go down lower than $50, or it could go, up depending on the level of detail and time you're spending. But we're seeing that 46.2% are $50 to $100, and then it looks like 11.5% are $200 and above. Those are your people that are either moonshotting or they are actually executing some incredible avatars. And I have seen personally absolutely mind-blowing avatars that have been created for that price. So 23.1% are between the $20 to $50 range. 19.2% are between the $100 to $200 range. What is your rate to build a wearable asset? This could be anything from a hat to shoes to shirts to watches, football jerseys, all that good stuff. And at 34.6% is $50 to $100. 26.9% is $20 to $50, and 3.8% is $500 and above. 17.3% is $200 to $500, and then 17.3% as well is $100 to $200. So it looks like between $50 to $200 is the range there for wearable assets in Sandbox and Decentraland. What is the rate you charge for a minimally designed structure on someone's owned land? This is a monument, designer house, museum, gallery, etc. So this one is quite interesting. You have 28.8%, $100 to $500 for a minimally designed structure. And then 30.8% is $500 to $1,000. So $100 to $1,000 is over half of the builders and studios are saying that that is the range. 25% is $1,000 to $5,000, and then 15.4% is $5,000 and above. How long will it take for you to complete a minimally designed 1x1 land build? 44.2% said that this will take 2 to 4 weeks. This is something that I have seen on the platform already. This is the going time frame, is 2 to 4 weeks. The others are broken down into, looks like 23% at 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks is 13%, and 19% at 1 to 2 weeks. So 2 to 4 weeks on a 1x1. Minimally designed, remember. Next up is, what would the cost be for a minimally designed 1x1 land? This is a highly anticipated and highly hyped question. 46.2% is $5,000 to $10,000. Now, this is a kind of surprising metric for a lot of people out there, a lot of studios out there, but ultimately you have 34.6% at $10,000 to $25,000. After that, 17.3% at $25,000 to $50,000, and then 3.8% at $100,000 and above. So this range here between $5,000 to $25,000 is over 70, what is that? 80%. So $5,000 to $25,000, 70 to 80%. This range is helpful, gives you a floor, gives you an upper bound. But if you have a 1x1 land, you are looking at anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000 to build on that 1x1. Wide range there because there's plenty of variables at play there with the detail, depending on what you want, and everything at play. How long will it take you to complete a 2x2 build in the metaverse? 36.5% said 6 to 8 weeks. So if you recall the previous question of how long it'll take to build a 1x1, 44% said 2 to 4 weeks. So multiply that by 2 and you have what it takes on average to build on a 2x2. 36.5 said 6 to 8 weeks, and 17.3 said 8 to 10 weeks. So over half, over 50% are in the range of 6 to 10 weeks to build out a 2x2. And the rest is 17% to 4 to 6 weeks, which is moving very fast. 13.5% is 12 plus weeks, and 15.4% is 10 to 12 weeks. So once again, looks like about half are 2 to 4 weeks to build a 1x1, and you have 6 to 10 weeks to build a 2x2. What is the cost for building out a 2x2 land? This one, we'll start at the beginning. 10,000 to 25,000 is 30.8%, so good chunk. Now 42.3% is 25,000 to 50,000 to build out a 2x2. 17.3% is 50,000 to 100,000. 2% is 200,000 and above. And around, looks like 7.7% is 50 or 100,000 to 200,000. So what we have here again is over 70% is in the range of 10,000 to 50,000. So you'll see here that if you have the 2x2, it's going to cost you it's going to take you 6 to 10 weeks, and it's going to cost you between 10,000 to 50,000 on average. Now, this could be something that goes to 100,000, which is more realistic based on what I'm seeing for a 2x2 build right now in the current state of demand and the supply of builders. So you're going to look at a wide range here on the cost for a 2x2 because you're looking at a team of 5 plus builders. You're looking at, like we said, 6 to 10 weeks. And that's a lot of time, a lot of labor. And you're looking at 6 figures, anywhere between $25,000 and $100,000, we'll say. So that is the 8 key questions. The other 2 were short answer, and definitely send us a comment below. I would love to hear what you guys think about this. You can claim the report. We'll send it right to your inbox with the link in the description. That's the blog post that we wrote, kind of breaking these numbers down even further, and just sharing a little bit about what this means. Because establishing a bedrock like this for a market is exciting and so key to scaling a market. So that is super exciting for everybody watching this right now, that we are defining the market finally for construction in the metaverse. And that is it for this video. Slap a like if you like this content. This is a very special video because as the founder and CEO of Sandstorm, I'm honored to present this with the world because it answers a key question for developing this market further. So more coming soon, but I will see you guys on the next episode here on Hack Crypto.